All right, let's do this. Now look, whether or not you hate or love LaCroix, I think we can all agree that where they really excel is their more complex flavors, okay? So let's go ahead and start out with lemon, lime, and orange. I'm gonna give them all a C, okay? These flavors exist. Sure, they're fine. Yes, they're refreshing if you don't have anything else, but this isn't where LaCroix shines. These are just some basic bitch flavors that everybody else has. And now let's get into, I feel like, the most viral LaCroix flavor, Pamplemousse. Now I'm rating this one a B, which is not a popular opinion. I know people think it's, you know, God tier basically. And I also want to explain that I think there's really two different important LaCroix favoring rating systems, and that is kind of the first sip and the sipability over time. Because sure, if I was rating the first time I ever tasted Pamplemousse, I'd give it a higher rating. But as a LaCroix addict and part of a LaCroix addict family that constantly has our fridge stocked with various LaCroix, I have found myself going to Pamplemousse less and less. And that's going to hold true with all of the citrus, which I know are very popular. I've found that berries are more drinkable over time. So I'm rating these in terms of drinkability over years and years. This isn't our first year with Pamplemousse. This is year 5 into Pamplemousse. How do we feel now? And getting right into the berry flavors, let's go ahead and start with berry. Obviously, I was going to choose an S tier LaCroix for my video. I love berry. This one is just simple. It's easy. It's refreshing every time. It doesn't compound. I am not going, oh, this is the 8th berry I've had this week and I can taste the berry back in the back of my throat. Like, no, it's just very easy. It's not pretentious. It's berry. This is some S tier shit right here. Easily a top 5 LaCroix for me. Next up, we have Apricot. Now, I haven't had this one a ton, so that shows you already I'm not super big on it. Honestly, I'm gonna give this one a C. Apricot just, it's not that good. It's not that good. It's okay. You know, like all of these are refreshing. They'll all get the job done. But is Apricot gonna really get it done well? No, not in my opinion. Now, on the other hand, here we go with Beach Plum. Easy. Done. Beach Plum. Very, very drinkable. Now the individual flavor, if I'm just saying how does one sip of Beach Plum taste, it's going to be a lower rating. It might be a B, you know? But having a bunch of Beach Plums over and over, and also this is very popular, this one always leaves the fridge. Not a lot of Beach Plums hanging out. It's very drinkable. It's very solid. It's very non-offensive, but it's also not completely basic. Next up is coconut. This one is hands down the most controversial flavor in my household. I'm going to give it an A. I like coconut. I like the flavor. I do think that it tastes like sunscreen, but I like that somehow. It tastes like really, really watered down sunscreen, which just whenever I'm sipping it, I just am reminded of being on the beach. Like it really transports me right to the beach. I feel like I'm there. Yes, I feel like I'm there because I smell sunscreen, and I do realize that it's gross to be drinking the flavor of sunscreen, but this is my rating. This is my tier list. I give coconut an A. What I don't give an A to, though, are the lemon and lime that are trying to be more fancy, the key lime and the limoncello. I've gotten these very, very few. Honestly, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to give both of those a C, but then I'm going to move the basics down. Like no. And LaCroix Company, I get what you're doing. You offer sparkling waters. Obviously, you're going to have lemon and lime flavors, but like you're not perfecting it. We have other companies that have better lemon and lime flavors. We don't need to come to you for those basic flavors. That's going to be a Pellegrino, okay? That could even be a Kroger brand, okay? We're not picky, but we're not coming to LaCroix for these basic flavors. And they really didn't improve, in my mind, lemon and lime into their fancier limoncello and key lime flavors. They were like about the same to me, maybe a little bit sweeter. And now, as much as I'm not a citrus LaCroix person, my highest rating to one of them is going to go to Passionfruit. I really will give this one an A. Passionfruit is just solid. You can have it over and over and over again. It's very tangy. It's very repeatable. The flavor doesn't stack in your mouth in a weird way. Passionfruit is really, and is Passionfruit even citrus? See, probably not, but it's still in that camp for me. And continuing on our citrus pathway, I'm going to give Tangerine a B. It's really not bad. If I see it in there, I'll grab it. And I will say that out of the basic flavors, lemon, orange, and lime, tangerine is the best heightened version. Tangerine, I feel like, tastes better and more different than the other fancy versions of lemon, lime, orange. Okay, next up is Pasteque. This one's had an interesting journey. Now, if I had just had watermelon for the first time like 2 weeks ago, I think I would have given it an S or like definitely an A. But now, honestly, you know what? And I don't know if like it makes sense what I'm saying when I'm saying the flavor stacks, but like now that I've had like maybe 20 or 30 or 40 watermelons, I can't have any more. Like I hate it now. So Pasteque started again, S, and then honestly just like fell all the way down the rankings. I'm gonna have to give it a D. Again, this is long-term drinkability. And both of my roommates have had the same progression. Like we used to buy so many watermelon and we haven't gotten it in like over 18 months now. Pure, I'm gonna give a C just because like, I don't know, Pure, like you do you, whatever. We don't need to cross paths. I'm not mad at you. You're fine. Okay, now I wanna get into my 2 favorite flavors. So a new flavor, which quickly rose the ranks and it shows no sign of slowing or stopping down, is Black Razzberry. Absolutely S tier. It really feels like berry's like more interesting relative. Also, it's just like, who doesn't love a black raspberry? It's an excellent flavor to have. It's so new that like it could theoretically lower, but I just don't think it will. It's very, very delicious. And my all-time flavor, it's honestly no question, it's gotta go to Razz Crans. I know that people love their citrus and there's no prying that away from their favorites. And also, I love citrus in regular life. It's just a LaCroix citruses that I'm like not a big fan of. But no matter what LaCroix palette you have, Razz Crans is undeniable. It's so solid. The mixture of the flavors, it adds with the bubbles. It's very versatile. You can have it on a hotter or a colder day. Just ultimately, good job, Razz Crans. You did it. Congratulations. And now let's go over some of the kind of newer flavors before we get into the specialty packs. Hi-Biscus. Okay. Hi-Biscus, that's tough. I want to put it, it's in between A and B. I'm going to give it an A because I'm really never mad at it. There are times when I just wouldn't want a tangerine or a pamplemousse, but Hi-Biscus, I'm always open to a Hi-Biscus. And being honest, I will say that I ranked coconut very high because my roommates hate it so much and I like it. I will go ahead and give it a B. It's not the best in the world. I'll take it off its A standing, but I do really like how refreshing it is. I feel like, you know, the reason I gave it an A immediately, I feel like is because it gives something unique. It really tastes different than the rest of the LaCroix. So I kind of bump it up for that reason, but it's not a true A. I wouldn't have it every day. I appreciate that this guava flavor isn't bad. I'm not a super big guava person and I don't hate the guava flavor. But again, the use just doesn't lie and the guavas sit in our fridge. Neither me nor the other roommates really ever go for them. So it's gotta get a C. And I feel like pretty soon we're gonna stop buying them. Oh, okay. I messed up cherry blossom and Hi-Biscus. I got the 2 flowers messed up. But you know what? I think I'm going to give Hi-Biscus, I already gave an A. I think I'm going to leave cherry blossom where it is. This is a new rating though. I don't trust my cherry blossom rating. I'll have to see how it goes over the next few months to see where that evens out. Mango is also an A, and also I love the can color, you know, very unexpected. Okay, green. And Peach-Pear is honestly not that good. We get very excited about new flavors, so whenever we see them, we get them immediately. And we got Peach-Pear a couple times and then kind of stopped picking it up. But it's not awful. I'll give it a B. I would gladly have a Peach-Pear right now. Okay, so now we're into the specialty LaCroix. There's a couple that I just haven't had, so I'm gonna rank them all at C. I honestly had no idea that there were even caffeinated LaCroix or that there were coffee flavored ones. Those sound extremely sus to me. Maybe they're good, who knows? Put in the comments, have you had these weird coffee LaCroix? Let me know what they're like. And now we're into our 6 Curate flavors, and this is definitely my favorite part about LaCroix is the poem that comes on the Curate box. Ever since I first got these from Costco and read this poem, I have been obsessed with it. There's no further explanation. It's just a poem that I feel like asks a lot. It brings up more questions than it answers, you know? So, okay, I'll go ahead and read it for you. Centuries ago, in a romantic land far away, a young prince formulated an exotic potion for his betrothed. It became known as Curate. From then on, his empire was forever blessed, For curate means cure me. Try it for yourself. There's nothing else like it. Like, I just love that they brought in characters. Like, we're following a love story in a kingdom now, which means that presumably, you know, all kingdoms have enemies. So like, there's an enemy kingdom, like to the Curate, the LaCroix kingdom. Like, is it the kingdom of dry mouths? Like, what's happening here? Nevertheless, I've had all of them. And the way that I get them has, again, only ever been in Costco. So you have to get them in like these tri-packs that have the same amount of all of them. And it's pretty consistent how they get drank down. And the Curate's main difference seems to be that it's this taller can. And then also it's like two things blended. Plus, you know, the Poem and the Prince. Obviously, big difference. So this cherry lime one has the same thing as watermelon. It starts out fine, but over time, you realize that you actually hate it and that if your mouth has to have it one more time, you're going to go insane. So that one's definitely a D. Similarly, this apple one is just not very good. I'm going to go ahead and give that a D as well. And I think it's pretty clear that I'm, you know, pretty obsessed with LaCroix. Like I've had a lot. I've given them a lot of money. And it is weird that some of them just feel like you're stacking poison into your mouth and you're just like, you get very mad at the flavors, you know? And like, I don't think anyone would say that like LaCroix is like the most amazing thing in the world. It just, what it is like variety. And like during the day you have to be sober. So I have to be drinking this. This melon Pampello one, I haven't had that much. So I'm going to give it like a C. I honestly don't remember. It's kind of non-memorable. Obviously, the berry one is one of my favorites. I don't know how to say it. I always say more pepino because I want more pepino. This pineapple cherry one is like fine. You never get mad at it, but you definitely stop getting excited to drink it. And then we've got watermelon kiwi. I do really like this one. It's in between an A and a B, but I'll go ahead and throw it an A because I'm so generous. All right, and that's it. My official, until new flavors come out, or again, the flavors descend, tier ranking of LaCroix, in my opinion. I'm excited to see, what do you think? What do you think I got wrong and right? Leave it in the comments and I will see you later. Bye.